Hey there, my name is Jana, and today I want to talk about something that actually quite a few people have asked me about, and that is how do I stay so positive despite trying to conceive challenges and miscarriages and all that stuff? And the answer is actually quite simple. I don't. I don't stay positive. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, I'm kidding, but there are some things that I've been thinking about lately that definitely help me maintain my positivity. But I want to give a quick disclaimer. I am generally just a pretty positive person overall, maybe even a little bit too positive sometimes, like a little bit too optimistic or hopeful when maybe it's not always realistic, but that's kind of how I go through life and see the world most of the time. But there are definitely some things that I have noticed that I do and thought processes that I incorporate that definitely help me to stay positive and feel more positive, and maybe they'll help you. So I'm going to go through those now. So the first one, the number one thing I think is that I have an amazing support system and community of people around me. So when going through all of these miscarriages, I have my husband who is like my freaking rock, and I also have a really good group of girlfriends that I can talk to all the time about anything. But one thing that those two groups of people kind of lack is that they can't exactly relate to everything that I'm going through. So yes, my husband is like fully in it with me, but he's not physically going through some of the things that I'm going through and having to deal with, and the hormonal changes, the ups and downs, and just physically handling the things that I've had to do. So I built a community and I reached out and I found other people within the same community. So I joined like a Trying to Conceive Facebook group where you can talk to different people who are going through similar things and are really there just to support other people and find support for themselves. So that's been super helpful. I also started this YouTube channel, and I have had tons of people leave me really, really nice comments. I've had people reach out to me on Instagram or email me. I even have a couple of people who now like will call me and be like, hey, how are you? So I've built a community. And I think that that's something, if you don't feel like you have a great support system, that's okay, but go make one, go find one. If you're someone who's maybe kind of antisocial, or you have social anxiety, or you just can't go meet people because we're in a global pandemic right now, then find some way to interact with people online or in an anonymous way, to where you can find a support system of people to talk to whenever you feel like talking to them without so much pressure. So that's something that definitely helps me stay positive. Like a text or a phone call from the right person at the right time to just be like, hey, how are you doing? When maybe I'm not doing great and I can just vent and let it all out. That makes me feel better. Or just talking to someone and hearing about their good day. That breathes positivity like into me also. Another thing is that my husband and I try to find humor in everything. Like I think that a healthy amount of like roasting in a relationship is super important. So we're constantly like talking shit to each other. And for us, that's great. And so we make jokes about like really sad shit, like sometimes some sick, morbid jokes, but I kind of feel like if you can laugh about something that's really traumatic or depressing, then it kind of takes away some of that power that it has over you, and it's kind of like a release from all the tension that might be building up. And I don't really want to repeat any of these jokes because I feel like they're kind of just between us kind of thing, and they might come off really poorly. But yeah, just trying to find some humor, even if it's like a sick joke, really helps me. Another really, really important one, I think, that I have started practicing for a while now, that I think has been one of the biggest things that has helped me to stay positive, is actively expressing gratitude and actively thinking about things that I am grateful for. And it can be something really small, like, wow, the trees look so beautiful today. Like the light is hitting them and making them look so golden and vibrant, and that's just beautiful. Or wow, like I love my dogs and I'm so happy that I have them in my life. Like I'm very grateful for them. Or like a good hair day or a good highlighter. Like I'm grateful for that. And just thinking about things that make you happy and that you're grateful for in your life. Having gratitude, but also being a champion for other people. To me, it feels so nice to be nice. And I think that the gratitude and like being kind of go hand in hand. And it really is contagious and infectious. And if you start feeding out positivity into the world, you're gonna start really getting it back from all sorts of unexpected places. And so sometimes even if you feel like crap and you don't feel very positive, just like go out of your way to just fake it maybe sometimes if you have to, and just be kind. Like take everything out of you that you can to just like be nice. And to me that like really helps me stay positive, because then you get all of that niceness back from other people or other things, or you just start to notice more beauty in the world and more compassion. But some days you're going to be down and maybe you don't see any beauty in the world, and you don't see the light anywhere, and it's just a dark place, and you feel sad, and it's raining and it's cold and the trees don't look beautiful, they have no leaves and they're sad. On those days, sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself is just rest. Don't wallow in your feelings, but just process them. Just let them come, just observe how you're feeling without judgment, and just let yourself process it. Take a nap or watch some Netflix or whatever it is that helps you relax. Like I like to light candles and get a bunch of blankets and just feel like very warm and cozy, and sometimes just lay there and watch TV all day. Because I feel like, especially in American work culture, we unfortunately have this sentiment of if you're not getting ahead, then you're falling behind. And I think that that's a really unhealthy thing that we perpetuate. And sometimes the best thing that you can actually do for your productivity is to take a step back and rest and get back to things whenever you are in a better place. Because you're not going to do yourself any good by doing mediocre work and struggling through it the whole time, hating it, or beating up on yourself for not being as productive or doing things to the quality that you wanted to. So take a step back. It'll wait for you. It will. And if it's something that's like urgent that you absolutely have to do, then do your best and let it go. And then just rest after that. Another thing that one of my best friends told me that I think will probably stay with me for the rest of my life, that I think is one of the biggest things that got me through this recent, like very low period that I had. I felt like I was in a complete downward spiral. I was having such bad anxiety and depression, and I've never experienced anything like that in my life, and it was terrifying and miserable. I felt absolutely no joy in the world, and like I couldn't even write an email. I was like so like I couldn't function. And I already told her, like, I think I need to take some time off work. I need to step away. And she was like, okay, well, do what you think is best for you, but I'm worried that if you stop moving and you stop trying, that you're just going to fall into this hole, and it's going to be very difficult to crawl back out of. And she was like, this is the part that stuck with me. She was like, just keep doing things that feel like you. Even if you don't feel like yourself, do things that feel like you and remind you of who you are when you're at your best and when you're happiest. And that's what I did. I just kept moving. So I started a 30-day yoga challenge, because to me, exercise is a big thing, like activity, even if it's something small, like taking a walk or stretching, just something that reminds my body that it's alive. That makes me feel really good, and it really affects my headspace. So I started doing yoga every day, and some days I didn't feel like doing it at all, but by the end of it, I was really glad that I did. And today was actually day 30. I finished my 30 days today. I'll probably keep doing it, but I can't even tell you fully, like I can't even fully express how much it's helped me, like physically and mentally, and it's almost become addictive because it just feels so good. Like I feel so proud of my body and what it's accomplished, and the fact that I was able to do this and be persistent with it even whenever I felt like it wasn't going to be possible. So that was one of the things that, like, it felt like me, because I'm usually an active person, and at that period when I was very low, I was not doing anything active at all, and I think that was making me feel worse. I also started just going outside more, just being in nature. I think that humans innately have a connection with nature, and it makes you feel good, especially when the sun's shining and the trees are beautiful. So I would go lay in my hammock and look up at the trees and listen to music, which I also love, sing along, whether it's like a happy song that's pumping me up or like a sad breakup song that just got me in my feels. Those are things that felt like me. And so I just kept doing them. And it took a couple of weeks, probably like 2 weeks. But as of right now, I feel so much like myself. I feel very me, and I feel very positive, and I feel very hopeful. Honestly, I feel like I'm freaking fire right now, and I'm about to probably start IVF, and I've had to go through some not so nice things, and I, not even too long ago, had a miscarriage, like a little over a month ago. But I am feeling like I'm at my best because I've been actively working on it. And some of these things that I've said probably sound intuitive or cliche, but you know what? I think that there's a reason why cliches exist, because a lot of times they're true, right? So like I'm telling you, like, oh, like think happy thoughts and work out and eat healthy, which is another one, eat healthy, like just treat your body right. But seriously, like if you actually start to practice these things and put active attention and intention towards them, I feel like you're gonna see results. And no, we're not all the same. Like there's no one perfect solution for everyone, but this is what's worked for me. And I hope that maybe you're able to take something away from this, or it's helpful to you. But anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or anything that helps you to feel good whenever you're kind of feeling down. Let me know, or DM me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, but thanks for hanging out. I hope that you have a good day, be a good human, and we'll chat later.